How you guys doing today? In this video, we're going to talk about the time that I got caught with an ounce of weed, but I got away with it, and I'm not white. So, I hope you guys have your ice creams and your chips and your munchies, your food, your real salads, or something healthy, let's get right into the story. Let's go. Alright, I'm in the laundry room. If you guys want to see me do laundry, this is how I do it. Hurry up and record this before someone comes in here. So I just throw my clothes in the wash. This story happened in 2020 around the pandemic, and this happened around my birthday. So, not on my birthday, this happened a few days before my birthday. So, I wanted to celebrate my 20th birthday. I can't remember exactly how I celebrated it. I just stayed home. I didn't really go anywhere really special because it was the pandemic, everything was closed. So, I just kind of really enjoyed it the best way I can, which was getting really high. So, I decided to hit up the old friend of mine that lives all the way across town of where I live. I'm not going to say exactly where it is, but it's like an Asian town and where I live in New York. So I'm not going to say which borough, but I went all the way out there. It took me like not 2 hours, but like it took me an hour and a few minutes after to get out there because I'm like, you know what, I can get this nice deal. And I decided that, because he gave me like a good deal. And I kind of don't want to say on YouTube because I don't want this video to get demonetized, but I wanted to get this nice size amount. Let's just say it's close to an ounce. I don't want to say the price. Let's just say that. It was like 24 grams. But, I got it for a very good price. So I went out there to say what's up, quote unquote. So, that was my excuse to the officer when they eventually pulled us over, which was later on in the story. So I went out there and he told me to go in the back of the laundromat. I went all the way to the back of the laundromat and I eventually waited a while for him to finish his laundry. He was almost done. And then by the time he got out of the laundromat, I was already like sitting there getting ready to go. I'm getting like, all right, not like, to go a little later. I mean, no. I was getting ready to go because by the time he was getting to me, he was going to give me an ounce. And I was like, all right, bet I'm going to leave. But then he pops out and he was like, yo, do you want to smoke? I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right. But I don't have too much to do. I'm like, all right, we'll do a very quick sash for like 20, 30 minutes and then I'm out, after that was my main plan. But none of that happened. So he was like, oh, I have these two other girls coming over and first girl was his sister and the other girl was like their other friend and she was a lot older. But they both came over eventually. It was like a 4 of us, I would guess. I think it was a 5 of us. I can't remember. It was like a third girl that came too, but she didn't really come along with us to the building. But it was like 5 of us, right? And I had no papers. I had like no lighter. Well, I think I had a lighter. I can't remember, but I had nothing on me but this duffel bag that I was gonna squeeze this little bag in. There's not little bag, the big bag in, pause, but you know what I mean. But we eventually agreed to be like, you know what, we'll just roll like 2 grams in the wood. Like I can't remember exactly how much we rolled because I tipped in like 2 grams and my friend typed in like a couple grams as well. So it wasn't really like an 1/8 wood. It was like 4 gram wood, I think. But it took us a good minute to roll it. I'm just hand grinding it and he's hand grinding it into the wood and we're just like figuring out how to roll it up. And then because I don't roll backwards at all because I'm not a tobacco smoker. So we rolled it up eventually and then it was my job to light up the backwood because I think I finished rolling it up, but yeah. So I lit up the wood and like I couldn't light up outside because like it was super windy this day. It was so windy that not like super duper windy, but like it was windy enough to like struggle to hit the light up, right? So there was a store right behind us, like an Asian restaurant, and they had their doors slightly open. It's kind of dumb, but I'm like, you know what? I'll just light up the right at because the door was like this open and it was the inside right here. So I'm like, let me just light up right when the wind is not blowing towards the door. Let me just light up there, and the minute it starts lighting, I'll just go away and make sure none of the smoke goes inside. And I did that. I accomplished that eventually. And, you know, we started passing around. And shortly after, you know, it comes to me. And I passed it to my friend, and the cop, these two, like, there was a big black car, not a big car, but it was like a sedan black car that I'm thinking, all right, someone's in a rush for their laundry, you know, I'm just sitting, I didn't say a word because I'm just sitting, I'm just high already. I'm like, all right, you know, let me just, you know, let me just smoke with them and then we'll be out, you know, I'm not thinking at the time, but they popped out quick. Like, they pulled up behind us, popped out, and my heart is sinking. I'm like, damn. And they popped out, was like, all right, put down the blunt, put down the blunt. And that's all I remember that with them saying. They're like, to put down the blunt, put down the blunt. And then we put down the blunt. And eventually they were just like, all right, you know, what's going on here, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, you can't smoke here because the restaurant going to complain of the smell. And, you know, and then after, you know, they pat me down, they patted everyone down, they asked how old they were, like, what's their names, and they searched my stuff because I had a duffel bag, and then they pulled out like, imagine a cop pulling out a bag of full weed out of your bag, and your heart is sinking. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna spend my birthday in jail. Like, that's all I was thinking in my mind. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna, because I've never been to jail before at that point. You know, I have been in trouble a couple of times for, you know, petty crimes, but I've never been locked up, you know? So I'm like, fuck. So I'm just like, all right, I'm ready to surrender and shit. But the cop immediately was like, oh, we don't care about the weed. We don't care about the weed as long as you don't have a scale in here or anything like that. They just put it right back in the bag. And I never felt any like more relief in my life. I'm like, wait, what's happening? They're not arresting me? They're not doing anything? I'm like, yo, I'm thinking in my mind like, whew. Like, I didn't even say that out loud. I was just like that in my mind, and my heart like stopped like beating very fast, as fast. I'm like, all right, I'm good. You know, I'm just trying to stay cool to the cop, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. That's just what happens. You know, I just came out here to say what's up to him, and then I was just gonna leave, and because they saw my ID and they saw that I live like across town, and they were like, okay, no problem. Just be careful. Don't sell any of this stuff. That's all I remember them saying. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to act cool and not, you know, act frustrated or act like PTSD or anything. But I'm just like, all right, cool. They left, and we were all eventually was like, oh, damn, bro. Like, how the hell does this happen? Blah, blah, blah. We wouldn't stop talking about it for like the rest of the day. It was hilarious. Like, not like consistently, but consistently, like eventually we kind of calmed down. We were like, all right, you know, it happened, whatever. But we were panicking. We like at first, we were like, damn, bro, I'm so surprised none of us got arrested, blah, blah, blah. And we all celebrated, and, you know, we went to the other side of the parking lot and eventually finished the rest of the backwood. Now, after that, we decided to roll up another one where I'm like, nah, I'm staying, I'm chilling, you know, this is going to be a celebration real quick for tonight. Blah, 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 you know, since none of us got arrested. So we went to his building. We went to the top of the building where, you know, where it's like a rooftop. So we rolled up, we smoked up there. You know, it was kind of definitely a struggle. It was super windy and like didn't get, let's just say Mother Nature smoked that blunt. Let's just say that. Mother Nature smoked that wood or in paper. I can't remember exactly what we rolled after that, but it was just so intense that we were just like, wow, that's insane. Like, after that, I went home, knocked out, kept my ounce, and stretched it out. I mean, on my birthday, I was kind of reckless with it, but I had fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. This was a kind of a crazy story. And, you know, I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you guys have a good night, whichever time you're watching this video. And if you want to chill with me on Twitch, I'll leave the Twitch stream description. I'll leave the link of my Twitch account in the description, and I'll link like my Beacons link whenever I can, but I'll just put my Instagram name and my Cash App for right now. So I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.